Welcome to another ONDO update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server. As you can see, we try posting multiple updates a day where we try explaining what's going on in the market. So if you want access to these things and if you want access to, this information before we upload the videos, then make sure to check out the memberships. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Many of you seem to be interested in this coin, so I think we will keep covering it from now on. But we will only cover it if you are interested in this. So if you really like this coin, make sure to like and subscribe. And let's talk about the Elliot wave count now. So after we got this second wave move down right here, which is the second wave of this 1-2 setup that we pretty much started when the coin was launched. After we got that low, we formed another 1-2 setup, and right now we are working on the third wave of the 1-2 setup. In that third wave, we have an A, B, C structure, and we are currently working on the C wave, and the C wave will complete the third wave. Now, the minimum target for that third wave is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here, and that is at $1.38. Now, of course, it could overextend to the 2.272 extension, maybe even the 2.618 extension, because, many altcoins did that, so ONDO could do it as well, but the minimum target is still the 200% extension. Then after that, we will need a fourth wave move down, which could be extremely fast, because at the end of the day, if we start an altcoin season soon, and I will get into that extremely soon as well, if we start an altcoin season, then we should see very fast price action, and yeah, I'm expecting ONDO to be above this high right here, honestly by the end of the year, if we start the altcoin season by the end of the year. Now, these 5 waves will first confirm that the second wave move down right here is in, and it will also complete a first wave of the main third wave right here that I'm tracking, and after that we will need a second wave move down, of course, and then the third wave of the third wave will be the most impulsive wave of the cycle, so this should put us at new all-time highs. I mean, we are already close to all-time highs, so I don't think that's too difficult to do, but still, ONDO still has potential to go up quite a lot from where it's at right now, and actually the minimum target for the third wave right here is the 200% extension of this big 1-2 setup, and that is at $11.17. Now keep in mind, that's the minimum target for the third wave, it's not the minimum target for the bull cycle. If you consider the fact that it is possible to get a fourth and then a fifth wave after that, the fifth wave could even put us at like $20 or so. Maybe even higher than that, considering the fact that ONDO has a much smaller market cap than some other altcoins. Also, keep in mind, ONDO respected the 50% extension right here when we got this correction, and if you bought down here, well, congratulations, you are already up like almost 3x from this low right here. So if the price reacts to the support zone, you should most likely buy, but that's too late now. Now, I don't believe it's too late, because at the end of the day, ONDO is still a new coin, but it would have been better to buy down here instead of buying up here, but ONDO still has potential to go up like another 10x from where it's at right now, so we should be fine in my opinion. Now, why do I think it has potential to go up like 10 to 20x? Well, to explain this, we need to go on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and if you don't know what Bitcoin dominance is, maybe close this video and go Google it. I think it's very important to know what Bitcoin dominance actually does. Let me also explain what this is. Let me do it in the easiest way possible. So, when Bitcoin dominance goes up, that's when Bitcoin overperforms the altcoins, and that's when the altcoins bleed against Bitcoin. When Bitcoin dominance goes down, that's when we get the altcoin seasons. So this was an altcoin season in 2017, and this was an altcoin season in 2021. And right now, as you can see, Bitcoin dominance is at a new cycle high. It got to the 0.618 extension of the previous all-time high. And if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, when we got to that extension, we had a rejection, and that's when the real altcoin season started. Now, I also want to talk about something else. And I want to talk about the halvings. Now, why are the halvings relevant? Well, let's actually put them on the chart. In 2016, we had a halving right here in July. And as you can see, 230 days after we had the halving, Bitcoin dominance started going down like crazy, and that's when the first altcoin season started. So 238 days after the halving, we just went crazy on the altcoin charts. Now let's continue with the second cycle. Well, not the second cycle, but the 2020 cycle. We had a halving in 2020 in May, and exactly 238 days after the halving, or maybe 230 days if you take this high right here, Bitcoin dominance started to drop. Exactly the same amount of days as this right here. So Bitcoin dominance pretty much topped after the exact same time as this cycle. Now let's continue with the 2024 cycle. In 2024 we just had a halving, and when did it happen? It happened about 217 days ago, which means that we are actually very close to getting to about 230 days like we got over here and over here. And what does that mean? Well, it is possible that Bitcoin dominance will just do the exact same thing it did right here, and it is possible that we have topped already, and maybe that's why Bitcoin dominance is currently going down. Now, like I said, to confirm that we have topped, we kind of need a break below the bull market support band. Right now we are still above it, but if we break below it, I think that will confirm that we have topped and that the real altcoin season will start very, very soon. And what do I expect this altcoin season to look like? Well, I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to drop here and touch the trend line, and that is at about 40% dominance. Now imagine if Bitcoin dominance continues to go down while Bitcoin continues to go up to like 255k, like I'm expecting it to do in this cycle. Imagine what happens to the altcoin market. It's just gonna go crazy. Also, for the people saying that 255k is a ridiculous prediction for this cycle, I don't think it is, considering the fact that in the previous cycle we got to the 3.618 extension of the 2017 cycle, and in the 2017 cycle we got above the 4.618 extension of the 2013 cycle. So as you can see, there are diminishing returns, but you know, Bitcoin still keeps going to these crazy numbers. I don't think anybody was expecting Bitcoin to get to like 60k when it was down here at like 3k. And keep in mind, if you ignore the first halving, if you look at what happened after the second halving, Bitcoin continued going up for another 546 days, and 546 days after the halving, it topped. What happened in 2020? 550 days after the halving, Bitcoin topped exactly the same amount of days as this right here. If we do the exact same thing again, that puts us in like November of 2025, so I don't think we have topped. I still think this cycle has another year in it. This does not look like a top to me, especially if you look at the monthly chart and if you check out the RSI. As you can see, the RSI is barely overbought. If you look at how the RSI looked in the previous cycles, as you can see here, it was extremely overbought. Here it was even more overbought, and here it went crazy. Right now we are not even at an RSI of like 76. And people are already calling for a top. I don't think we have topped, and I don't think we will top anytime soon. So if Bitcoin gets to a market cap of about 5 trillion in this cycle, then of course ONDO will also be able to go up like maybe 20x from where it's at right now. Just because this altcoin season will most likely be the biggest altcoin season so far, just because the Bitcoin market cap is a lot larger than what it was in the previous cycle. So if you ignore the Elliot wave count and everything else, and you only focus on the Bitcoin halving returns and Bitcoin dominance, I mean, the altcoins can still go up like 10 to 20x from where they're at right now. And like I said, I don't think we are nowhere near close to topping. I do, however, expect 2026 to be a bear market, so keep that in mind. Don't hold on to your coins expecting them to go like higher and higher. Like, you have to sell at some point. Don't get greedy. Be careful. And that's what I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our Discord server. Consider liking the video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.